Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Championship video. We've got the date for the next MC Championship surprisingly early, so let's talk about it as well as everything we know so far about MCC 17, including new team mascots, an MCC participant's birthday, and an educated guess for when the team announcements will happen. But first, remember that only a small percentage of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and chances are you're in the majority who aren't subscribed. Subscribing is free and there's literally no disadvantage to it. You get to stay up to date with all of your favorite content creators, and I'm assuming I'm one of them. So please consider hitting the red button if you enjoy my content. And thanks for 300 subs. We're getting closer and closer to 1000 subscribers, and I appreciate the support. Alright, I'll just get to the point. The MC Championship Twitter account tweeted on Tuesday 31st of August that MCC 17 will take place on Saturday 18th of September 2021 at 8 PM BST. Just like with the MCC 15 date announcement, the official Discord server also provided a link to a reliable time zone converter so that you can find out when MCC takes place in your local area. This means that the gap between MCCs 16 and 17 is just 3 weeks, which definitely compensates for the really long gap of 5 weeks between MCCs 15 and 16. Just why the next MCC is so close, we don't really know, but this certainly leaves us with a lot to talk about. One thing to point out is that the shorter gap could mean we'll be having more than one MCC in a month very soon. For example, just as there were 2 MCCs last September, which were episodes 9 and 10, we could be getting 2 events, most likely in either October or November rather than just the one event for the month. I doubt this will happen in September because the time between MCC 17 and MCC 18 must be at least 2 weeks, which takes us into October. So I think that we will have a regular event that doesn't have a specific theme at the very start of October, and then a Halloween themed event towards the end of October, which would be really cool, but again, that's just a hypothesis, and so take this with a pinch of salt, it isn't confirmed. So on to everything we know so far about MCC 17. From the date we've been given for the event, I can confidently predict when the team announcements will roll out. I can't guarantee this, but based on previous trends, I can pinpoint specific dates when the teams will be announced, and they're actually really close. There has only been one other time when the gap between 2 MCCs is just 3 weeks, and this was the gap between MCC 11, which took place on October 24th, 2020, and MCC 12, which took place on November 14th, 2020. Why am I bringing this up? Well, usually the gap is about 4 weeks, so if the gap is reduced by 1 week, that must mean that the teams will be announced slightly earlier in order to maintain the same level of hype and allow for enough time for the community to make predictions on team placements. For example, the MCC 12 teams were announced on October 31st and November 1st, 2020, on the weekend 2 weeks before MCC 12 itself, whereas usually teams are announced starting on the day 2 weeks and 2 days before the event. So we can apply the same principle here. I think that the teams will be announced this weekend as of uploading this video. That's September the 4th and 5th if you're watching this in the future. If we go off of the timeline displayed by MCC 12. With that being said, there have been times where the teams are announced slightly later than usual, and a good example of this is the MCC 15 teams, which were announced several days after the expected days. So that's an educated guess for when the teams will be publicly released, which should hopefully be in just a few days after this video comes out. The next thing we know about MCC 17 is that a couple of the teams are changing their mascots. The day after MCC 16 and before the date announcement of MCC 17, the MCC Twitter account tweeted saying, "Our Guardian and Creeper mascots are retiring soon. Drop your suggestions for new team mascots for Green and Cyan in the replies." So, simply put, the Green Guardians and Cyan Creepers will be a thing of the past very soon, and once again we don't really know why this is even happening, since there was never a problem with any of the team mascots in the first place. Also, soon is a very vague term to mean sometime in the near future, so perhaps the Green Guardians and Cyan Creepers won't disappear for MCC 17, but I would think that they would be gone by MCC 19 at the very latest, whenever that is. Feel free to hypothesize in the comments about why you think these particular mascots are retiring. And something else that's worth noting, for the second time in a row, MCC will take place on a participant's birthday. This time, September 18th is Captain Puffy's birthday, as mentioned by her in the reply to the MCC 17 date announcement tweet. So who knows, will Captain Puffy become the second player ever to win an MCC on their birthday after Pizza Hut? Or will she even be playing in MCC 17? She's not confirmed, so guess we'll just have to wait for the teams to be announced. And let's pray that I'm right and that they arrive this weekend. Besides, the MCC participants already know the teams themselves, so it should be out pretty soon. There's probably a ton of other small details about MCC 17 that I have missed, so let me know on anything else you've managed to find out in the comments below. That could include things that the developers at Noxcrew, the team behind MCC, have mentioned about new maps, or perhaps confirmed players who will be playing and those who won't be playing. Let's work together as a community to unravel some clues about MC Championship 17. Well, I've been your host, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all next time. See ya!